recording of Meek and Diddy
making love.
Ew. I don't know if it was love.
Okay, you have it? Let's hear it. What? Yo, wait a minute. Wait.
You didn't hear this?
No.
Now, Miran, what does that sound authentic?
It absolutely.
Oh my God!
You get these vulnerable people. Parents are letting you do this because they want to make it so badly, and then you record them probably and say, "If you do anything, we got the."
Meek Mill has found himself in now. The streets are screaming, and no matter how much Meek tries to shake off the drama, the name Diddy just won't stop following him like a bad ex. It's not just smoke anymore; it's a full-on inferno, and Meek's in the middle of it. Word is, Meek wasn't just chilling with Diddy on some industry friends vibe. Nope, the tea is boiling, and people are whispering. No shouting that Meek was allegedly one of Diddy's sugar babies. Yeah, you heard that right. Not just Young Miami in the mix. Meek too. Insiders are swearing up and down that Meek was getting a jaw-dropping $100,000, 0 cents per session just for hanging out with Diddy. And here's the kicker. Meek has spent months denying it all. Proud. On every platform, saying he had no ties to Diddy. Nada. Zip, zilch. But the internet, oh, it never forgets. The photos, the videos, the alleged voice recordings, they're all out there. And now, word on the street is that Meek is cracking under the pressure. With Diddy's trial breathing down everyone's neck and receipts stacking up higher than Meek's Billboard hits, he's realizing he better save his own skin fast. The buzz is that Meek's trying to pull a 180, flipping the script and painting himself as just another victim of Diddy's game, trying to act like he didn't know what was going on. But the streets aren't buying it. The energy, it's full on abandon ship before it sinks. And if you've been keeping up with this swirling vortex of drama, then you already know how it all kicked off. It all goes back to March of last year. That's when an audio clip dropped online and sent the internet into an absolute frenzy.
A recording of Meek and Diddy
making love.
Ew.
I don't know if it was love.
Okay, you have it? Let's hear it. What? Yo, wait a minute.
That Nicki recorded that at the freak off in the Calabasas.
I'm at a point in my life like we all grew up in the streets.
This wasn't just a funny little soundbite to meme about. Nah, this was supposedly Meek and Diddy caught in a super private moment behind closed doors. The type of clip that makes jaws hit the floor. And let's keep it 100, it's all alleged. Nobody's confirmed it's really them. But the way social media exploded, it didn't even matter. People were clowning, dragging, dissecting every syllable. Meek came out swinging, screaming that the audio was fake, that it was AI-generated nonsense, just bots trying to destroy his name. He said his voice was too powerful. A black man from the trenches, a king who wouldn't be controlled. They want it gone, Meek declared. And baby, he stood on that. Talked about how dirty campaigns and political style takedowns were coming for him using tech tricks and bots. But still, folks weren't convinced. The internet is undefeated when it comes to receipts. Photos of Meek and Diddy being real close, videos of them together, and enough gossip to fill a whole season of Love and Hip Hop. Then came the question, who dropped that audio? Who even had access like that? Some fingers pointed to Diddy's own bodyguard. But then came a wild twist. Jaguar Wright popped up and threw a bomb no one saw coming. She pointed the finger at Nicki Minaj. Yes, that Nicki, Meek's ex.
You think that audio that they put out was real?
Yeah, that was him. Nicki put that out there. That Nicki recorded that at the freak off in the Calabasas. She been waiting to drop that shit on Meek.
Oh, man.
She just wasn't gonna tell nobody it was Diddy. But now that Diddy out there, why not?
Jaguar didn't just drop names. She went on a podcast and lit the match with a single line. She said Nicki once casually mentioned that Meek loves controversy. Now, to the untrained ear, maybe that's just shade. But fans, they took that and ran. Some think Nicki might have known exactly what Meek was doing behind the scenes. Was it a coincidence she said that? Or was she slyly dropping hints? Then, boom. September 16th hit, and the entertainment world lost its collective mind. Diddy got arrested in a hotel and social media went nuts. The meltdown was swift, and guess who kept getting dragged right back into the headlines with him? Yep, Meek. People started connecting the dots like true crime detectives on Red Bull. Old clips, old interviews, cryptic comments, all being unearthed. And then came the moment that sent Twitter/X into an absolute meltdown. A resurfaced clip where Diddy, with all the boldness in the world, looked Meek in the eye and said, "Yeah, you heard it right, Daddy."
Okay, son. Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy.
You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. Yeah.
Let's just pause right there. How many grown men are out here calling their homeboys daddy? Exactly. Twitter lit up like Christmas in July. People said that clip was all the proof they needed that something was going on. Meek wasn't about to let that slide. He clapped back, hopping on X and calling it all nonsense. He made it clear Naomi had nothing to do with Diddy's alleged crimes. But Meek didn't just deny it. He doubled down and threw cash at the problem. He offered up $100,000, 0 cents, for an investigation to find out who was behind the rumor machine, who was trying to smear his name. In his own words, he posted, "The streets know what's up with me. That's not the case. Somebody powering these bad campaigns with Meek Mill again. I got $100,000, 0 cents for a thorough investigation." That kind of move had people raising eyebrows, like, why go that hard unless you're really nervous something could leak? And just for context, Diddy's called other men daddy before too. Drink Champs, he once walked in late, acting strange, making the room uncomfortable, throwing out weird comments about secret parties. The vibes, weird. And nobody forgot.
I like when you like this, Daddy.
Yeah, where you put my bag?
Daddy, I like when you scrambling and scraping for
I got
I like that.
Shit. You know, I've been practicing. I got
there you go.
Shit.
Got your note?
Yeah.
Man, but I'm talking about for your birthday.
Huh?
Why won't you party with me for your birthday, man?
We partied for my birthday before. You came to my party.
No, but me and you ain't never really party, you know what I'm saying? Eyes, brother.
Oh,
Eyes. I understand.
Now here's where it gets even messier. With Diddy's trial around the corner, new rumors are flying. And Meek's name? Oh, it's not just being whispered anymore. It's being shouted. Word is, Meek might even get called into court. Why? Because in one of the lawsuits, he was allegedly referred to as Diddy's boy toy. They didn't drop his name outright, but they said a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj. Like, how many people does that describe? Just one. And that's not all. There's this wild story about a 2014 birthday bash in Las Vegas, allegedly thrown by Diddy for Meek. The location, Parisian Palace. The aftermath, a disaster. Broken bottles, used condoms, blood-stained sheets, and traces of powdery substances all over the place. The manager of the place, Jason Haight, went public saying Meek and Diddy were knee-deep in the chaos. And still, even after all that madness, Meek went on social media defending Diddy. He even tweeted out support, saying he hoped Diddy would be proven innocent. But once fans dragged him through the mud, Meek deleted the tweet real quick. So when you add it all up, the leaked audio, the daddy clip, the lawsuit hints, the chaotic party, and Meek's sudden PR damage control, it's looking real suspicious. So here's where Meek Mill decided to switch up the entire vibe. After months of yelling I had nothing to do with Diddy, after offering bags of money for investigations and dragging bots and AI into the conversation, Meek has suddenly started to play the victim. Yes, sis. Victim mode activated. According to sources close to the situation, Meek is now telling folks he didn't willingly get involved in Diddy's alleged scandal circus. No, he's saying Diddy pressured him, straight up told him, play along or your career's done before it starts. That's allegedly what went down. And if you think that sounds familiar, you're not wrong. That exact same energy was brought up in Lil Rod's explosive lawsuit. Lil Rod practically said if you wanted fame in Diddy's world, you had to agree to certain arrangements. That success wasn't just about talent, it came with a price, a private, secret price. So now the question is, was Meek one of those people who paid that price? Because let's be honest, the stories have been swirling for years, and Meek ain't the only name getting dragged through Diddy's twisted orbit. Remember when French Montana blew up out of nowhere? People were side-eyeing his rise too, especially when Diddy went all out for French's birthday. The gifts, the celebration, the way French was suddenly in every room that mattered. Yeah, people talked. But Meek's situation feels different. It's more emotional, more personal. And the fact that he's now screaming, I was pressured, makes folks wonder, was he complicit all along? Or was he really trapped? Let's not act like this hasn't hit Meek where it hurts. His image is crumbling, his reputation as a Philly street legend, the voice of the trenches, the dreams and nightmares icon, it's all shaking. Effects are showing. And the internet, oh, they've got no chill.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear friend. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
It's a special birthday for both of us.
Yeah.
People are posting some savage things. One user wrote, Meek Mill in the pool cooling down his inflammation. Sounds like Cheek Mills was a willing participant. Ouch. Another comment said, why was Meek acting like the girl in the relationship, but in the streets he's so hard? Lol, how sad. These aren't just jokes anymore. They're daggers. The kind that ruin careers if you don't bounce back fast. And Meek, he's scrambling. He's out here trying to clean up his name, but every move he makes looks more like panic. One day he's defending Diddy, the next day he's deleting tweets. Then he's offering money for investigations, then playing the victim. It's giving confusion. It's giving cover-up. It's giving somebody knows something we don't. Because if Meek was really innocent, why the back and forth? Why the silence during some of the worst moments? Why the deletion of posts, the shifting narratives, the change in tone? There's something almost terrifying about how much power Diddy allegedly had behind the scenes. If what Meek is saying is true, that he was pressured, that Diddy was a gatekeeper, that success in music meant playing along, then it raises a dark, dirty question. How many others were also caught in this web? Because Meek might be the loudest voice right now, but he's probably not the only one. There are whispers about so many artists. People are now looking back at every close relationship Diddy had and side-eyeing them. Every party, every favor, every contract that felt too generous. It's making fans and insiders alike question the entire foundation of what fame really means in that circle. And Meek, for all his street credibility and bars about making it from nothing, might have found himself part of something much bigger and much messier than he ever signed up for. But here's where it gets even more complicated. Diddy's trial is right around the corner, and if even half of what's being whispered makes it into court, it won't just be Diddy on trial. It'll be everyone connected to him. That includes Meek. Even if Meek never gets charged with anything, his name being dragged into lawsuits, recordings, videos, and wild Vegas parties is enough to scar his brand permanently. People don't forget this kind of scandal, especially when the words sugar baby, $100, 0 cent K, visits, and daddy are involved. Let's take a breath here and ask the real questions. Was Meek Mill really pressured into a messed up power game he couldn't escape? Or was he an active participant who's now running scared because the empire around him is collapsing? Was he just a pawn in Diddy's alleged empire of manipulation? Or was he quietly benefiting from it all while keeping his street rep intact on the outside? Because let's be real, it's not like Meek needed Diddy to be famous. He had hits, he had Nicki, he had the Philly Fire behind him, but maybe, just maybe, the fame plateaued. And when that happens, some artists get desperate enough to accept offers they wouldn't normally entertain. And if that's the case, then it's tragic. Not because he's innocent, but because he sold himself to a system that's now chewing him up and spitting him out. The Meek that once screamed about prison reform and realness is now tangled up in one of the wildest entertainment scandals we've seen in years, and the internet won't let it go. Every clip, every tweet, every shady post is being dug up and examined under a microscope. Even the old photos of Diddy and Meek looking way too close are making their rounds again. The jokes, the memes, the TikToks, it's relentless. So now, as Diddy's empire trembles and the lawsuits close in, Meek Mill stands at a crossroads. He can try to erase his involvement, he can play the victim, he can claim he was used, or he can come clean and tell the whole truth. Because here's the gag. If Meek really was just caught up in the storm, people might actually forgive him. But if he's just doing damage control, hoping to slide under the radar while Diddy takes the full fall, nah. The internet won't let him off that easy. And the streets, they're talking louder than ever. So what do you think? Is Meek Mill just a casualty in a much bigger game? Or is he trying to rewrite his story now that the lights are getting too bright? Was he paid to play? Or was he just playing the game like everyone else? Drop your thoughts in the comments because this story is far from over. And with that trial about to begin, don't be surprised if Meek's name pops up again. And this time, under oath.